7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What we do here is go back.
All right, we're back. Welcome to another live chat with myself and Jessi Davin. This is Steven Jensen, and Jessi is in Mr. Man's office. So this is going to be a fun one. We're going to be talking a lot of stuff. I mean, we have, obviously Becky's pregnancy to talk about. We have Money in the Bank to talk about, a whole bunch of stuff. If you want your question, comment, statement, anything, talked about, we'll dive deep on your questions and statements and all that stuff. Send a super chat. That's any amount. And before we get started on all that stuff, Jessi, how you doing today?
Doing good. In Vinnie Mac's office, hanging out, just doing the graps, getting in trouble. Saw a peacock in my backyard this morning. That was pretty cool, unexpected. And there's a hurricane forming in the Atlantic, so Yeah, 2020 off to a great start, but we do have great news from Raw, so I am happy. How are you doing?
We're doing good. Just went and got a workout in over at Steel Boxing and Athletics. So
Yes.
shout out to my brother Brian Jensen. I was over there. I did about a 30-minute boxing session, give or take, and just got back, jumped in the shower, and now I'm here. And I've got a regular grapefruit seltzer and a what's the other one? I got a White Claw grapefruit
Oh,
as well.
oh,
Drink a little White Claw and talk about wrestling. So
yes. Cheers.
cheers. It's funny because you mentioned like 2020. It's like, obviously this year is just insane. I saw something the other day about like, I think that someone would, I don't quote me on this. Someone in the chat's definitely gonna know more about this than me, but I saw something about like people going and like digging up like ancient tombs near like the pyramids, like maybe I think like the Egyptian pyramids or something, and people were like, yeah, this probably isn't the right year to be like digging up fucking mummies and shit. You know what I
You're right. Let's not get cursed too. Come on, we already got cursed. We already messed that up. Let's leave them be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, me too.
Um, Diego says, "How fancy look at you with your White Claw." This is actually, believe it or not, it's called the bubbly, which is fun.
Bubbly. Little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. This is regular grapefruit seltzer, similar to LaCroix, very similar to LaCroix.
Nice.
But then, yeah, I've got the White Claw as well, which is my favorite drink in the world. Love it.
Yes. Why am I
Hard workout. Well, anyways, what do you want to start with? I mean, I'm assuming Becky's probably the big news, huh?
Yeah, why don't we start there? I mean, that's the real big news. Let me get my chat is like not working because my internet took a shit while we were getting ready. So, okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, I've got the chat.
I'll get
So, yeah, we can start out with the freaking bombshell that rocked the wrestling world for the good. Becky Lynch is pregnant. She's pregnant. Baby Seth. Baby
Yeah.
Messiah. She's got money in her bank. She is pregnant. I was shocked. I could not believe it as much, to my good wrestling journalist friends' credit. I dug, I asked, I was like, what is going on? No one said a word to me. So I had no idea, but as soon as they said there was an announcement, there was rumor and speculation. Guy was mass tagging people in his thing. It said Becky Lynch is pregnant. She's going to announce it on Raw, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that guy, by the way. Let Becky Lynch announce it on her own. Just saying. But still, the
I
rumor.
can't remember. Was it Jeremy Botter? Is that who? I can probably find.
I don't know who it was, but I don't know.
I think it was Jeremy Botter.
I don't know who spilled the beans first. I don't think it was him. I don't think it was verified. It was not a verified account, from what I remember.
Fixing spam. What the fuck? Yeah, maybe it wasn't him. It was someone like that. It was like him or Front Row Brian. It was like one of those guys who, like, occasionally gets like a big ass scoop,
Yeah.
then disappears for a while. Maybe it wasn't Jeremy Botter. I'll find it though for sure. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, so it was. I think it was beautifully done. I think it was absolutely fantastic. I think Becky Lynch is just great on the mic, even though there's no crowd. At first, she had me fooled. I was like, she's trying to cry. Even my husband was like, there's no way. But I think it was, now looking back, I think it was difficult for her to like act sad because she's so excited. So I totally understand it now. But she walks out there. She's kind of got this somber look on her face, like a kind of like a stern, somber look. She's got the Money in the Bank briefcase, which she did not win. So I was like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that Money in the Bank briefcase has a championship belt in it. I knew it.
For sure.
Obviously, we kind of heard from the rumors. She's talking. She's like, I have to go away for a while. I walked through these doors and in 2000, what was it, 2013 or something like that. And she's like, I walked through these doors and the fans have been with me, and it's because of you that I am where I am. So I thought I would, come out here and talk to you. And then ASUKA comes out, does a little dance, does all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And, Becky kind of's like, congratulations on winning the Money in the Bank, really puts ASUKA over. And then there's a code on the Money in the Bank briefcase, which was cool. But she's like, this wasn't just for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And she opens it up, and there's the championship belt. And she goes, this is yours. And ASUKA, like, dances around, gets on the top of the announce table. And then Becky Lynch is, talking to her, and she goes, you're a warrior. You go ahead and be a warrior. I'm going to go be a mother. And then ASUKA is so excited. She goes, mother? And then Becky starts crying. And then they hug. And it's true. She's pregnant. She didn't even have to say it. It was so beautiful. Oh, my God. It was so great. I have to open my door. So you recap how you felt.
I'm very happy for Becky and Seth. Get very, very special thing. And, Fight Oracle is who broke the news. He's also known as Front Row Brian. I think he still does a podcast with Ben Askren, if I'm not mistaken. For those of you who are MMA fans, or possibly amateur wrestling fans as well. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because it's such like a different thing. Let me know in the chat how you kind of feel about this. Because obviously, if somebody wants to become a mother, I think that they should. Like, I think it's a super special thing. It's going to be great for Becky and Seth, and, I'm incredibly happy for them. But I wonder how that works with, like, and this is, like, kind of the cynical side of me, but, like, I wonder how that works with, like, contracts. You know what I mean? Because, like, she's, like, pretty much the face of the company, and they've invested a lot of time in her. And then, she's going to be out for, like, at least a year. Which, like I said, like, personally, I'm happy for her. I think it's great. But I wonder, like, how that works. Like, because, I'd imagine she'll come back after her pregnancy and, like, once all is well with, like, her kid and, like, everything's, like, stable. But, like, there's no guarantee she'll ever even really come back. You know what I mean? Maybe she'll just like being a mom. And she's made a lot of money in the WWE. And now she's doing acting as well. Like, I wonder how this works with, like, the future of her WWE career. I think it could be kind of interesting to pay attention to,
Yeah, I think for sure. I can tell you from my own experience being pregnant. So she says she's due in December. She's due in December. I don't know when in December. I don't know, beginning or end. I'm assuming she is probably 6 to 8 weeks pregnant. According to when she found out. She said she found out in April. I don't know how soon in April. I'm assuming after WrestleMania. Not too sure, but I'm assuming so, which is why she's kind of been just chilling. When was her last match? Was it WrestleMania?
Ronda Rousey?
Oh, you're talking about Ronda Rousey? I thought you were talking about
no,
Becky.
sorry. No, I looked at the chat for a second.
Oh, okay.
Becky's last match?
Yeah. Becky.
I believe it was against Shane at WrestleMania. I don't think she's wrestled since then. I was just thinking of Ronda as well because I was just thinking she also, there's a lot of rumors about her getting pregnant like after WrestleMania last year as well.
I know, and people are always like, "Oh, Becky beat Ronda in this," and honestly, like, come on, guys, like, infertility is no joke. I had to do IVF to get pregnant with my daughter, so you have no idea what these people are going through, what they have to deal with. I mean, Ronda's really, really fit and really, really healthy, and a lot of times when you're that fit and you're that active, you actually stop, like, menstruating, I guess. I know it's kind of gross, but it's difficult to get pregnant when you're so active, which is why I think it's amazing that Becky Lynch got pregnant being so active. But I guess quarantine happened and she kind of, let down a little bit on her exercise routine and did some different kind of exercising, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so if she's due in December, I'm going to say it's a big if she's back for WrestleMania next year. Because you're talking like your body goes through a lot in pregnancy. After I gave birth for a good 3 months, man, I was on the shelf. Your insides get all jumbled and squished, and they got to go back to normal. Because if you think about it, it takes 9 months to grow a baby, and then the baby just comes out, and your organs are like, what the fuck? So your organs kind of have to like go back into place, and that takes a really long ass time. So she's gonna be on the shelf for a while, which is fine for me. I'm really excited. The only thing I'm really nervous about is she's very early on in her pregnancy. She's very early on. I really, really am praying and hoping for her that everything is everything is good. Um, you know, because a lot of times people don't like to announce pregnancies until the second trimester, so like 12 weeks, just to be out of that risk zone. However, um, once you do get a fetal heartbeat detected, it's about the same risk. Your risk for, God forbid, miscarriage or anything like that goes way down once you detect a heartbeat. So I'm assuming she's at least 6 weeks to be able to detect that.
Isn't that what happened with? I probably want to double check because I don't want to I don't want to be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that was the scenario with Karma. Like she became pregnant like right after she debuted with WWE, and like they built up her debut. Awesome
Yes.
song,
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but I think she did wind up having a miscarriage. So like she missed.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta double check it because I gotta be sure about that. But I remember like she missed a whole bunch of time, and then like something happened because I don't think she ever had the child, and then
Oh gosh.
and it was like career, like her career was over. I mean, that's the least of your worries though at that point,
Yeah.
your career. You know what I mean? Like much, Dry Cherry said she did have a miscarriage, and he would know that kind of. That's like the no DQ wrestling trivia challenge, like all time champion. Him and Jeff Meacham know more about professional wrestling than anybody alive. So I'm gonna take Greg Cherry's word on that. And by the way, I see stuff about like the bullying in the chat. Like,
Yeah,
just
let's
don't do
not.
it. If you continue to bully people, we will ban you permanently and not think.
I took care of it.
We don't want it to happen. It's like that simple. Like don't like this is just to hang out and talk about wrestling.
Yeah, let's just talk about wrestling. Let's not diss each other. Let's just chill. Just chill.
Yeah.
This is happy news today. Let's not be rude.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, I mean, anyways, um, let's not give negative people attention. Let's get back to the positive. But that needed to be addressed. Thank you. Sorry to anyone that was hurt. Diego says she unfortunately did have a miscarriage. She took a very long break. Um, I would too. That's something, you know, I can't even imagine. And like I said, I'm assuming, Becky's very, very young. She's very healthy. She's in good shape. Um, I really hope that everything's okay, which I know it will be. I know it will be. We gotta have the faith. Um, I'm really excited for both of them. I just like, I said something last night on Twitter about how incredible it is that, and this is positive, by the way. This is like a good thing that WWE's top two stars. Think about it: Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, both off TV because of basically pregnancy. I mean, Roman Reigns isn't pregnant, but his wife just gave birth to twins, I think. So that's why he's home. We had speculated it was because of his leukemia, but apparently he wants to be there with his baby twins, keep them safe. And now we have Becky Lynch, who's expecting her first child with Seth Rollins. I mean, that is unreal. I mean, what are the odds?
Right, yeah, the timing. And this is where like WWE, what I'm always talking about, they fail to build new stars. And like when these kind of things happen, that's when you need stars. Like you have to have people to step up because like I love Asuka and she deserves to be the champion. Like I'm totally cool with Asuka being the champion.
Yeah, me too.
But like she doesn't have the same mainstream popularity as Becky Lynch right now. Like she just doesn't. And it's not really her fault. It's just Becky's probably the most popular superstar in like the entire company, and like Roman Reigns is right there with her.
Hmm.
And then there's like a pretty big drop off. Like they're trying to create some new stars. Like obviously Drew McIntyre being the champion now, that's something new. There's stuff, but like I don't know. Do you think they're gonna do a so I told you before the stream, I watched most of Raw on mute because like I watched the beginning of it and then I watched the first couple matches and then I put it on mute to catch up on the Jordan documentary because I was 2 episodes behind and like I had to watch it. It's been so good. But have they made any kind of inkling towards any kind of storyline about like who's the dad or anything
Yes.
yet?
Yes. Okay. So I was like, I went on Twitter and I was like, okay, can we just like sit and just believe Becky Lynch for a second? Because before anyone could say anything, before Raw even got started, people were like, oh, who's the dad? Like in real life, like who's the dad? Not thinking storyline. I'm like, guys, let's be real here. Can we chill and just let Becky Lynch like celebrate being pregnant? But Shayna fucking Baszler was such a fucking monster heel last night. She was just talking shit, dude. Oh my god. She called Becky Lynch's baby in her belly a parasite. She's like, oh yeah, who's the father? And Charlie's like, she goes, that's what I thought. And she just like walked away. I was like, damn. And which is like, I'm okay with that because Shayna's a heel.
Yeah.
And so I'm giving it a complete pass just because she's a heel and they want her to be hated. But that was so good. And not to mention, so Natalia's back there and she's like, hey man, you can't say stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And Shayna like looks her like, well, I guess Shayna looked down to her and she's like, oh yeah, how many kids do you have? I don't think you have any. That's right. And she goes, the Hart Dynasty dies with you. And like walked off. It was like the most savage female burn you can imagine. It was unreal. It was pure savage. I felt so bad for Natalia. I felt so bad. Like me having gone through infertility, I'm like, oh my god, you can't say that. But then it's like, of course, she's a heel. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, that's not funny, but like but it's a good. I mean, that's a great heel line. Like that's
so good.
Yeah.
It's taking advantage of an unexpected situation to make someone be hated.
Yeah, and to actually use it in in storyline because it's going to be unavoidable. Like if the WWE didn't address it, it wouldn't be long before the whole world knew she was pregnant anyway. Like people would find out. So, man, that makes me kind of disappointed that, like, I don't know, maybe, what hopefully we get, and I'd really look forward to it, is if Shayna versus Asuka was next for that time.
Yes. I'd love that. I would fucking love that. Two dominant forces in NXT going at it for the Raw Women's Championship. Hell yeah. I would love that.
I like that a lot because they got to do something with Shayna. I feel like, especially if
they have to
like say all that on Raw. Like because I'm a big fan of Shayna Baszler for sure. Like, and it's been disappointing not seeing her. Like, especially in hindsight now, like it would have been great if she beat Becky at WrestleMania because now nobody gets the rub from ending her title.
Right. Which is almost like it still protects Becky.
Well, it protects Becky, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. It's kind of a shame that you never got to see get that big win over, and Shayna could have really used that at WrestleMania, just a clean win over Becky, just choke her out or whatever, and like that would have been huge for her. But I think it makes sense to give Asuka the title, especially with the reasoning they gave with Becky basically saying like anytime that we went head to head, like you actually beat me and stuff, and you won the Money in the Bank ladder match, so like you're the next worthy champion. And then Shayna, I just think it's a great stylistic matchup.
Yes. Could be good.
Yeah, let us know in the chat what you think. If you agree, if you have any thoughts on any of the stuff we talked about so far, and if you send a super chat, we will dive deep on your question, comment, statement, whatever it is. I thought it was also funny with Seth. So like,
good lord, that was so funny.
was so funny how he was doing the thing where like his hair was all fucked up and like during his match he was just kind of like standing there like looking crazy.
It looked like he suddenly gained like 30 pounds.
Right. Well, what I kind of hope is like part of that is that he knows he's the baby daddy.
Right.
It isn't just like him losing these matches recently, and it isn't him just like attacking Rey Mysterio like to attack. He's losing his mind because the world's also gonna find out that he's the dad, and stuff like
Right.
that. And he doesn't want people to know or something. I don't know. Maybe they can make something, maybe they can make some funny storyline based off of, because I know the WWE's addressed them being together before, but like
Yeah, they're engaged. It's kind of a thing. They never really turned it into too much of a storyline. They mention it all the time.
right. So yeah, so that's what's kind of strange about it, if they did any kind of like who's the dad storyline when everyone
Yeah.
knows it's Seth, but
Yeah, I don't feel like they
acting crazy could
should.
be funny.
I mean, I don't know if they should do a baby daddy thing, just because, like, Becky doesn't. I mean, they don't book Becky as like, they book her as the man, which is kind of ironic. But like they don't book her as someone who like sleeps around or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, she's not the flirty type. She's just a badass. I've never really seen her interact with like other guys, really. That's what I could think, other than like Edge, which would be funny because of the sex celebration he did that one time. Which is where she got the man thing from, actually. But yeah, I don't know if they'll go that way, but I loved it. I loved it. I kind of hated it at the same time. Like, it was just so weird. I think it's just because I'm still processing, like, Becky and Seth are having a baby. That, like, his weird ass, like, deer in the headlights. I just watched the Miracle of Life birthing video for the first time, and now I know what my fiance is gonna go through. Like, her vag is gonna be tore up. Like, that look on his face.
That's why he didn't.
That's what it looked like. He's like, oh, fuck, there's an afterbirth? Like,
Oh.
seriously, that's what he looked like. So but now that I like have had time to process it, I thought it was hilarious. I honestly thought though it was because he got Claymore kicked in the face too. Like, I legitimately at Money in the Bank thought he got his face smashed in because they didn't show his face for a long time, and like it did. It looked like his face caved in. I was like, oh my god, I'm watching Faces of Death. Like, oh no, like it was really bad.
Claymore.
It was a great Claymore. It was a bomb Claymore. I loved it. It was so good. But yeah, like, just the whole thing, it's kind of nice though, because I guess in a way they can keep the mention or at least suggest Becky Lynch all the time on television because she's with Seth. So I feel like they shouldn't do like a who's the baby daddy kind of thing, because then they'll kind of have to, well, she can't really be on television to be a part of that. And I feel like she kind of needs to be there for that, But because Seth is an active member of the WWE roster, he's going to be able to be there, and they can keep mentioning Becky Lynch, Like, she's still with us. She's still here. She just prego right now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. See how they play this ball. I saw people online. I can't remember who it was. It might have been the Solemn Monster, maybe. Somebody commented like, underneath like the Becky announcement, like earlier in the day, like before it broke on Raw. We were just talking about it on Twitter. Somebody said it was like, "Oh, Becky got Seth pregnant."
Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people were just like kind of crap shooting a guess, but the way that it just popped off, I was like, this has to be like a legitimate rumor because it just popped off. People just jumped to that conclusion right away.
Well, I'm saying Becky got Seth pregnant.
Oh.
Like, because she's the man.
She's the man. Seth's pregnant. That would be. What if he is, and that's why he was so shocked?
Oh man, that would be that'd be the storyline. Time storyline for WWE would be that Seth is the first transgendered male who's biologically female who identifies as male who got pregnant on WWE.
Oh my God, my brain. My brain hurts. Oh man, that would be crazy. What if that's what he was like so shook about? I mean, I just kind of blew it off because I was like, that's a guy who just found out his fiance's pregnant, you
Yeah,
know?
right.
But
He's like,
like,
I've
oh,
never had
no.
sex with her. What's going on?
Oh my, the Immaculate Conception. He's
Oh,
the
right.
Messiah.
Yeah. I've seen kind of things about that too, which would be that'd be actually the best storyline ever, to be honest. Like if they actually did a
Really?
storyline where Becky Lynch was like the Virgin Mary or whatever, and like Seth Rollins is like somehow like, you know, they make this whole super cult like based around Becky and Seth. That'd be fucking.
Oh my God. The baby
Um,
is like the wrestling savior, comes out
yeah,
of
the
the womb
wrestling
screaming
savior.
at people.
Yes. Oh my god, that'd be some funny
That's
stuff.
funny.
Um,
I'm so
I'm not.
excited.
I'm
Like, if
not. I'm not very religious. I just want to throw that out there. Like I'm joking around because I don't take this stuff very seriously. I'm not hoping I'm not offending anybody who, actually, would take that
no, I hope we're not offending anybody. We're just light heart, having
just fucking
fun,
around. Yeah.
speculating. We're just running wild because this was a curveball for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just stupid. I'm just saying stupid shit.
You're not stupid. Don't do that.
I'm no. I'm kind of. I don't. It's okay.
You're not stupid.
No, I'm not. I'm not like actually really putting myself down. I'm just saying that I'm saying dumb stuff.
You're just
Be funny.
okay. Okay, I just had to be sure.
Oh well, thanks, Jesse,
But
for always keeping my confidence up.
I'm good at keeping other people's confidence up, but not my own. So that's what I do.
Oh, well, that's
Oh
why
my
you have
God.
all these great people in the chat, and that's your OnlyFans.
That's right. That's right. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something I forgot. Oh yeah, this just brings out like the excited girl in me. Like as soon as I found it out, I was like, "All right, is she okay? Why isn't she sitting down? Get her some water. She needs to stay hydrated." Did they really fly her ass out all the way out there to sit in a ring and tell people she's pregnant? She needs to get back home. She needs to be safe. We're in the middle of a pandemic. She needs to be careful. Like it just brought out the mama bear in me for sure. So I'm just really excited. I love this kind of stuff. I'm so happy for her. Like I said, I wish that she would have been able to announce it herself without it being leaked. I feel like that is something that a woman, like if my pregnancy when I was pregnant with my daughter and someone else leaked it and everyone found out before I could tell anyone, you know how freaking pissed I'd be? Oh my God. Especially being pregnant, I'd rip shit up. I'd tear shit up. I'd be wrecking shit. I'd be so mad. That's my announcement, you know? But whatever.
um, well, what else you want to talk about? Let's know in the chat if there's anything you want us to talk about, in particular.
Shout out to
Because, we have money in the bank, I can always pull that up, but
yeah,
there's,
this one.
yeah, Otis won. Otis actually won.
He actually won, and he said that he's gonna cash in on the tag team championships.
Did he say that?
I saw it. I
I
think
mean, I
Sean
believe he did. I
tweeted it.
haven't been paying close attention, so
I
I'm
think
just.
Sean tweeted it. Let me look.
What a waste.
What a waste. Okay, Grim.
No, for real though.
I know.
Guy, I mean, I'm happy for Tucker because like he's just been on the bench like watching
Right?
team play, But like,
Let me find
but Otis they have something there with him. Like he's
Maybe he's throwing it for a
forward.
swerve.
What's that?
I think maybe he's swerving us so that he can throw like Braun Strowman off guard. Because I would assume he's going to go after Braun if he were to go after the championship. I feel like that would be a beefy matchup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I'm totally
Beefy as
down.
hell.
You know what I'd like to see? This is so fucking out of left field that like it doesn't make any sense, but it could be great. I'd like to see him take on Adam Cole. He'd probably have the best match of his life.
Yes.
and because I've been big on Otis ever since he debuted. Like,
Me too. I love
I'm
it.
impressed with his because he's incredibly strong and he's but he's very short. It's like it's interesting and he's super athletic for a guy his size. So like
Yes.
I just saw a super chat come through.
Yes.
I don't know
Party,
if
super chat party.
don't know if
Yes.
the alert worked on the screen or not, so sorry about that if it didn't pop up. I do see it there, Corey Williams. If you want to go and read that, Jess.
Corey. Yes. What did you guys think about the Money in the Bank match itself? I loved it. Also, thanks for the Royal Rumble. I took 19th. I wasn't far off. I didn't even place in the top 50. So I did
Me
that.
either.
So good
Me
job,
either.
Corey. You owned it. I did terrible. But I thought, like, okay, so here's what I've noticed about my viewership of WWE. When I am stoned, I enjoy it so much more. I was laughing my ass off
Oh yeah.
during this match. I thought it was so funny. Watching it back, like, not stoned, I was like, I mean, I enjoyed it.
Oh, you gotta clip that. That's too funny. That face you just made. Like, not stoned was like. It's like,
It was like, like, I was
yeah.
like, I enjoyed. It's like when you like. It reminded. I don't know. This is kind of a reach, but it reminded me of like when you're like recording yourself and then you listen to it back and you go, "That's really what I sound like."
Yeah.
Like really. But I mean, I was laughing, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the goofs. However, it was pretty cringy and awkward, which I love. So, Stephanie McMahon's iPhone in her basement cameo was the absolute worst thing I've ever seen. Could not have been more obvious. What did you think?
So I totally agree on the whole stone perspective, 100%.
It's so much better stoned. You have to watch WWE Under the Influence of Marijuana. Don't do it unless you're of legal age and it's legal in your state, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, we're not advocating anything illegal, but if you have legal access, I would highly recommend watching professional wrestling that way. So I had a friend over when I was watching this match, and
Oh no.
he's a hardcore wrestling fan as well. So like he knows his stuff and he watches a lot. So it's not like it's different than watching with my brother. When I watch with my brother and he sees this kind of stuff, he's like, "This is so dumb. Like why like this? Because it's just like it's like a really bad movie. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
So I'm watching with my buddy and we're sitting there and like I'm like kind of like laughing during it, kind of the same thing. I'm like, this is really cheesy. Like, and I'm getting text messages from like people that are like, "This is incredible. Like, this is amazing." And then I tweeted like that. I tweeted cringe like after
Yeah.
the Stephanie thing.
Yes.
I was like, "This is cringe." Like, oh my gosh. So anyway, as I'm watching it, I turned to my friend and I was like, "Dude, I don't know if I'm a fan of professional wrestling anymore." I was like, I don't think, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, remember like Steve Austin versus, Bret Hart at WrestleMania and like,
Yeah.
like Shawn Michaels versus
Remember
Taker
wrestling?
and like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage at WrestleMania 3 and like I'm like thinking about like all the reasons I watch pro wrestling and none of them are what I'm looking at the screen for. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, and most of the people that I think because my timeline was flooded with like positive, like this is amazing, and like I said, I was getting text messages like people going out of their way to text me personally to be like,
Whoa.
this is the greatest
Why?
match ever, and I'm like.
Really?
And then Baron Corbin just murders Rey Mysterio and Baron Corbin Aleister Black out of nowhere. Just throws him over the roof.
Oh my god, I know.
And doesn't even like
Nothing.
die. Just like he does that like for
No
fun
one
on the weekends.
runs to save them. No one runs to check if they're okay. By the way, speaking of What the hell was with the explanation last night? Did you
That was
see
hilarious. Yeah, they were just
that?
like, oh, they landed on the
They landed on the second roof.
level. Yeah.
Why don't you tweet that shit right away? Say, guys, they're okay. They landed on the second roof. We have Aleister Black tweeting a picture of a ghost, which was funny. I thought that was hilarious. And, like, no word from WWE. Everyone's like, Baron Corbin just committed murder, like kayfabe murder, real murder. Like, you know, it was like kayfabe murder. And all of a sudden, just nonchalantly in the intro, oh yeah, Rey Mysterio's fighting tonight because he landed on the second roof. It's okay. He's totally fine. I was like,
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious because they were like, yeah, I think the actual wording they used was like, they really dodged a bullet. They landed.
oh,
They landed on the secret floor that nobody could see from the camera angle. And then what was even funnier was how they were like, they're both really fucking injured, but they're both cleared for action tonight.
right?
It's like not even 24 hours. You're like, wait, what?
Right. And if they had landed on this miraculous second roof, why didn't they run up and try and get back into the fucking match to try and get that damn briefcase? Also, why the hell did AJ Styles go running playing hide and seek with Aleister Black? Dude, it's Money in the Bank. First person to that briefcase is, if you rush up there and you are by yourself, you climb that ladder as fast as you can, you grab that briefcase before anyone else can even climb the damn stairs, you win. Cash money. Championship match. Why are you looking for Aleister Black? Why don't you run up the damn stairs?
Well, I'll do you one better, Jesse. Why would Baron Corbin and Asuka fight on the ladder for briefcases that they could both win? It made no sense.
Right? I mean, she threw him off. That was funny as hell. But, right. What are you doing? Is there only enough room on this ladder for one of you? Like, I mean, and Otis keeps breaking the ladder steps. What the hell? What the hell happened to what was that, a super ladder that he was on that he was able to climb up? Like, what happened there? Why did those ladder rungs keep breaking?
It's hilarious.
There were too many plot holes.
Funny.
It was hilarious.
So and it wasn't, I mean, and what's funny too is like, as I was watching it, I had to like make sure to like tell myself, like, because I'm sitting here really contemplating, like, I don't think I like pro wrestling anymore. Like, I'm like coming to terms with it, and then I'm like, but AEW still fucking rules. So like, I definitely like pro wrestling still, and I definitely love indie wrestling still. And so I honestly at this point I have to just completely separate the word pro wrestling from the WWE. Like,
sports entertainment.
Yeah, there's sports entertainment, and then there's professional wrestling. I am definitely not a fan of sports entertainment. I still love professional wrestling.
Yes.
What's the big takeaway that I got out of that match for myself?
Oh my god. Like, yeah. I mean, can you imagine, like, having your friends over who don't watch wrestling to watch this? That'd be so
embarrassing.
Fun. I would be so cringing. I would be like, oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. You keep talking.
Yeah, I got you. Welcome to the chat, Demon Diva. I see you there. Tell Roman I say hello. I love that little Yorkie. I love seeing him on social media. He's the best. I miss my Yorkie. I used to have a Yorkie when I think I've said that on the chat before. And I've been thinking about getting another one. Like, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. It's like getting myself a little Yorkie, but yeah. I'm a total softie for those little dogs. What do we got in the chat here? Let's see. Wait, Terrell says Braun Strowman as a child knocked down an entire tree that had a treehouse and killed a child. Where's the warrant? That must be a joke. I have no idea what you're talking about. Demon said he's on TikTok. Yeah, I saw something about him getting a whole bunch of followers, which is great. I'm not on TikTok. I for those of you who don't know, I run a lot of the social media for MMA on Point and as my job along with the video editing. So I'm usually not on social media unless I'm working right now because it's just too much. But Demon Diva, if you re-upload videos of Roman doing stuff on TikTok, though, I will watch them on Twitter 100%. I cannot commit myself to getting into TikTok and going down that rabbit hole because I already spend too much time on the internet as it is. Diego Beltran says there's a lot of murderers in wrestling. We must talk about it. Yeah, that all kind of remind me of like, y'all remember back? I think it was like 1995 in WCW when the Giant like murdered Hulk Hogan. He like threw him off like I can't remember when he threw him off, but I remember him like murdering Hulk Hogan, and then
It's the wall, brother.
what's that?
I said it's the wall, brother. I don't know.
But yeah, he like murdered him, and then the Giant wound up winning the world title from him at Halloween Havoc like that night. I could be getting my story screwed up, but I definitely remember the Giant winning the title and there being some sort of like murder type storyline. Funny. Terrell says, Steven, it was an episode of Raw where Braun said he knocked down an entire tree with a treehouse. There was a child inside. So
What?
There was a storyline at one point. Oh, Hogan knocked the Giant off of a building. Okay, that was it. And then he wound up winning the world title, even though everyone like he had been killed. Yeah, that's nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Sorry, the trivia champion.
Yes. Yeah, so I was listening. Yeah, I mean, just threw him off the damn roof, dang roof. Didn't sorry, my kids in here. Yeah, and there's been plenty of weird murders in WWE that just kind of go away. I guess crime is kayfabe.
Yeah, even like Crime Time. Remember that tag team?
Yes.
They just did crimes, and it was their gimmick, and it was fun and cool because you know they were good guys. You know, most.
Yeah, don't try this at home, guys.
Oh, speaking of this, I don't know why I just thought of this, but I'm thinking I was watching Raw, and I just, you know, I'm looking at these matches here on the side, and last night, it looks like they're gonna do like MVP, like probably like managing Bobby Lashley or something.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I think it could be really good. Dude, MVP is great on the microphones.
Dude, he's so good. I'm totally cool with that. Utilize him. They've got him signed. He's getting paid. Utilize him. I'd rather see him managing than in the ring. I'm totally okay with that. I think that Bobby Lashley does need a manager. I don't think he's got really good mic skills. It looks like the Lana thing is over too, which is interesting. Did you see that? It seemed like it was.
Yeah. I wonder if that has anything to do with Rusev leaving the company. If like Lana also.
I would assume so. I would think so. I don't know if she's on her way out. I think she just signed a contract, right? But I guess it doesn't matter if she's gonna get laid off. You know, I mean, she's busy on TikTok dancing like Roman, the Yorkie. Roman's TikTok is better than Lana's.
Yeah, I gotta see some of these videos. Like I've seen the celebration videos on Twitter where like Roman was like got like the music and stuff, and
they're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking about these little dogs.
Huh?
Now I'm just over here thinking about these little dogs.
Oh, well, my cat. Did she go away before we got on stream? My cat was like on me.
Yeah, your cat was like up on your shoulder.
Yeah, she was full parrot. Full parrot. And I was like, girl. Now she went away and I got cat hair all over me, but it's been a wild day with animals.
Yeah. But yeah, like what we were saying, I have no interest in seeing MVP wrestle anymore. Like I never thought much of him as a wrestler, and that's not like that honestly isn't a knock on the guy because I know he worked incredibly hard and he had some good matches and stuff. I just was never that into his in-ring work. He had a pretty good run in New Japan though. He was the first ever Intercontinental Champion in IWGP IC Champion. So that was cool. But I think he served much better as a manager. Like and they've been talking about him managing that new tag team that it was like Shane Thorne and like something that beat Ricochet the other week.
Yes, poor Ricochet.
Yeah, he just loses the big boots now. Huh?
Did Ricochet lose?
Last night I don't know what happened. I think it was like a 6-man tag or something. But actually I can pull it up right here. I do remember last week on Raw though, the guy whose name I can't think of, he pinned Ricochet after a big boot. I thought I could have sworn there was a match with those guys. on the show last night.
There was, because Ricochet, they called him Pretty Ricky.
Yeah, so I don't know why that's missing from here.
And Corey says, I'm here for anything MVP, and Demon Diva says, I have very little interest in wrestling at the moment, which makes me sad. I'm sure something will get me back to it, but I'm struggling to watch. I agree. I was kind of in a lull. I kind of took a break there. I'm kind of back in the swing of things. I mean, so, yeah, but like SmackDown's really hard to watch. Like SmackDown's, and I mean, like Raw being 3 hours right now, it's just really, it's really difficult, you know?
Yeah, like Terrell makes a good point saying AEW will solve that. I agree to a big extent. I think that AEW is still putting on really great wrestling shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, AEW is not for everybody, and that's okay. But if you like pro wrestling, sports entertainment, give it a go. It's fun as hell. That golf cart, oh my God, that was so funny.
You see, and that's kind of sports entertainment-y, right? But it was
But they made it so
done
wrestling.
right. Yeah.
Right?
And then Kenny, for real, jumped off of that lift with that moonsault. It's like insane how high up he was.
Yeah. Like, can we talk about Sammy Guevara took such a good bump from a golf cart. It was so great.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, he bumps his ass off. He's a great in-ring worker, and obviously he can do that stuff as well. Like he's like a stunt man, He's just
He is.
very high on him. We've talked about him plenty on the show. Like I really think that he's one of like the top probably 4 or so prospects that AEW has, like homegrown guys that I think are going to be like world champions in the next couple years.
Absolutely. And it's nice because he's not exactly like when you think of like a champion physique, like via Vince McMahon, he's not like, when you think of a champion, you don't think of him. He's like, oh, he's kind of like a Ricochet-ish physique-ish, like a smaller guy. But I can see him being a champion and defending it like a chicken shit heel. It'd be so good.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because he's got like learning from Jericho in the Inner Circle. That's like the best mentor he could possibly have and stuff. Like, yeah, it's there's a lot they can do with him.
Yeah, for sure.
See, Diego Beltran says, I just watched SmackDown for Bray Wyatt. That's it. His character work and how he directs his stories is incredible. His match with Braun was so good. His promos are amazing. God, I can swoon for ages. Yeah, I mean he's great, but he needs to start winning again. Like I think if he's the Fiend and he wrestles Braun Strowman again, he'll beat Braun Strowman. But that I wasn't a big fan of their match at Money in the Bank, like especially the ending. Very, very obvious what was going to happen, and
yeah, he got duped. He looked like an idiot. But I did like it for the fact that Bray Wyatt did get a lot of offense until Braun Strowman did the whole dog with a piece of bacon thing. Like, ooh, bacon, like luring him in with the mask. I thought it was really good because even though Bray Wyatt had a match with The Miz, it's The Miz. Like, anyone can go in there with The Miz. You know what I'm saying? So, for Bray Wyatt's going there with Braun freaking Strowman, who's the WWE champion, and actually going as Bray Wyatt and not The Fiend, and actually put some offense on and make Braun Strowman. Uh-oh, my daughter's a zombie. She's a zombie. But to make him actually have to resort to that, I thought it was really good for Bray Wyatt's character, and it does make The Fiend in his supernatural state seem more believable. I know that sounds kind of silly, but it's pro wrestling. But it does make it seem more credible, I should say.
yeah, I agree. It's clear that they're going to continue that storyline, so we'll see where that all goes. But
what about the wild card rule? How do you feel about that?
I mean, like, I get it given the circumstances right
Yeah.
now. Like, I understand if that's their reasoning, but to be honest, I really don't care anymore because, like, they overlap so much anyways. I just don't care. Like, a lot of people disagree, but I still firmly believe having one world champion, one mid card, Intercontinental or US, one set of tag team titles, one maybe lower card title like 205 or cruiserweight or whatever, like, or even like depending on how big your roster is, you can have like a European or TV title or something like that. Like, I would much rather it be like that than have like the over diluted amount of titles they currently
branded championships.
yeah, branded championship, and that's but that leads into like an overall even bigger issue. Like I have a big problem with the branded pay-per-views. Like I think
Yes.
it's so dumb, like that they force things like Hell in a Cell and Money in the Bank and well, Money in the Bank kind of makes sense like annually, but like there's these match types that used to be only used when it was like, you fought each other one-on-one, and then you fought each other one-on-one again, and then you fought each other in a street fight, and then you fought each other, in whatever it was, and like it just this big feud, and the only thing that's left to settle the score is you got to go to Hell in a Cell, and there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser, and it's going to be brutal, and that's the blow off of the feud. Now it's like, I don't know what month, but now it's like July rolls around, it's time for Hell in a Cell, where we just throw random people in the cell because we have to once a year. It's like,
Right? Those big gimmick matches, used to have such a significant meaning. And now that there's like 2 shows, they have to get 2 storylines going. Like they have to have 2 separate kind of storylines together for one. Like I'm gonna say like Elimination Chamber. You've got an entire roster of people. But then you've got, your SmackDown storylines, you've got your Raw storylines, and they all have to come together super quick, and they have to create this feud in like, what, a month? Because there's a pay-per-view every month, and for some reason we can't have giant feuds blowing over. There has to be a conclusion each pay-per-view. It's very bizarre. What in the world?
Yeah. Like, I'd be fine. Like, Elimination Chamber is a perfect example. Like, they could easily do that, like, once every, like, 2 years, and you don't know when it's going to be.
Ooh.
At some point, over that, like, 24 months, like, the storylines start kind of overlapping. And there's, like, 6 number 1 contenders. There's, like, a dominant champion and 6 people who all have a reason to fight for the title. And the only way to settle it is in the Elimination Chamber. Like, there's some good annual ones. Like I said, like Money in the Bank makes sense because
Royal Rumble.
Year. The Royal Rumble is the perfect example of it. They should, I think, do King of the Ring at the same time once a year also. I think that's a great idea. But as a concept, they seem to kind of like, it's like hit and miss, and they get rid of it for years at a time. But it used to be a great tool to build stars. And like Red Cherry mentioned TLC, that's another perfect example.
I was going to say, I feel like those pay-per-views, like Hell in a Cell and TLC don't need to be like entire pay-per-views. You can have a TLC match at SummerSlam. You can have a Hell in a Cell match at, I don't know, Royal Rumble somewhere. Not at Royal Rumble, but I don't know, Fastlane. You know what I mean? You don't have to like brand your entire pay-per-view around it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, save gimmick matches for actual feuds rather than forcing stipulation matches on those that don't need it.
Yep. Because you see, like in AEW, I'll bring that up as well. And I saw somebody mention earlier, I missed who said it, I just saw it as the chat was moving, but somebody mentioned something about they don't like AEW because it reminds them too much of WCW. And it's funny because that's exactly why I like AEW. I'm a WCW fan. But I understand. If it's not for you, it's not for you. I get it. The dumbest one ever was like the Greatest Royal Rumble from a couple years ago, when it was just like the Royal Rumble was like a month or 2 before that, and they were just like, all right, now we're gonna just do 50 people, and it's gonna be a title belt that you're gonna see one time, and then
yes, we saw it once. Braun Strowman won that too.
Yeah, he did. And that was also the match that included, I don't know what his name was, I just call him not Yokozuna, but there was like that dude who like the Saudis are like clearly trying to confuse people into thinking is Yokozuna, but like it's definitely not Yokozuna. It's similar to like that one dude they always use, who always wins in Saudi Arabia, but like doesn't do any Mansoor or whatever. Like it's just so funny those shows because like they have like that Mansoor guy who just like randomly beats people, but only in Saudi Arabia. And then you have the appearances of the fake Yokozuna and like all this stuff in the greatest Royal Rumble. And I was like, But the greatest thing about that greatest Royal Rumble was that was the one where Titus O'Neil slid on.
Yeah, he fell. I was gonna say that was the best part.
So that was worth it. Hi, Scarlett.
Say hi.
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 Just got a makeup brush.
Where's that? I want to do.
What do you feel? How do you feel about?
Hi.
How do you feel about Becky Lynch being pregnant?
I don't like him.
She doesn't like him.
She doesn't like Seth.
No, she doesn't like Becky Lynch. She's man.
He's mean.
He's mean.
She's mean.
She's mean.
Mm.
Who's your favorite?
Jackie Bucky.
Jackie Bucky? I don't know who that is. Who's your favorite?
Jackie Bucky.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Jackie Bucky.
No, for real.
Pee-pee.
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 No.
Pee-pee.
Stop. Don't say that.
Poo-poo.
No.
Cookie.
Cookie. That's better.
I mean, Superhead. Where did you get that?
Nowhere. What else? Do you like? What do you think? What did you think of the Money in the Bank match?
You.
Me? Am I Money in the Bank? No. Who is?
Outsidey. Cookie.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm nosy.
Nosy. All right.
Wessa.
Okay.
That man.
That man. Oh, she sees the little ninja when you pop out the chat.
A little ninja.
I'm not a kid. Is that a kid?
I don't know who that is.
That's.
What do you like better, WWE or AEW?
Do it. Good.
Which one? Mommy's
thanks
hoodie
for-
or the other one?
Thanks for the heads up, Greg. Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, thanks for the heads up. It should matter, but I appreciate you letting us know.
What's mommy's hoodie? What's mommy hoodie?
The one that I wear that has the wrestling on it.
Yeah.
You like that one?
It fell down.
Fell down.
Look at my eye.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I feel like gimmick matches should be gimmick matches, and there shouldn't be whole pay-per-views around it because the entire pay-per-view is not a gimmick. You know what I mean? If every single match had to be.
Do thumbs down
Oh,
to my video. I mean, thumbs up and thumbs down.
Okay, thumbs down to gimmick pay-per-views, thumb up to gimmick matches.
Your thumb is so weird.
Oh, I know. No, I can't help it.
It's so fucking crazy.
Fix my thumb.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fix my thumb.
Oh.
Like this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. What's the chat? What's going on in the chat? What else do you want to talk about? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's nothing else I really have on my mind at the moment. As far as wrestling, I don't really know what else is. I mean, we'll definitely Double or Nothing, but that's still another like week or so away. It's on the 23rd. So, I mean, this. Let us know in the chat if there's anything else you want us to talk about. Send a super chat. We will for sure dive deep on that topic before we get off here. But let us know. I'll just kind of keep on the chat here for a second, see if there's anything else y'all want us to talk about.
Yep. Please don't hurt yourself.
Yes, don't.
Oh, don't put it in your nose. Don't put it in your nose. I have to use that.
On my hair?
You can do it on your hair.
On here.
Thank you.
Diego says, speaking of Scarlett, what do you think of Cross's debut? We talked about that on a chat the other week. I thought it was kind of corny, like the lip syncing and stuff, but I liked that they put that much effort into Cross's debut because you can tell they have big plans for him, and I think he's somebody who should get a big push because he checks all the boxes that you would want out of a WWE superstar. Good in the ring,
Yeah.
physique, good look, good manager. Scar looks good. They can both work. It's good entrance. Good. I thought the theme music was good, even though, like I said, the lip sync was a little corny, but the actual
That was the cringy part.
was good.
Yeah, the whole black and white thing was kind of reminding me of the Vaudevillains a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was a little cringe the second time around. I don't think Scarlett needs to be doing the like flailing around stuff or lip syncing, but I think she can be there and be a presence and lure people in. I thought that was cool. Oh, Demon Diva, thank you for Scarlet cuteness. Yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, she's my life. She's my babe. She's my babe. So Becky, don't put that in your nose. Becky Lynch, get ready. You're about to be telling people not to put things in their nose. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Demon Diva. That's very much appreciated.
Yes.
Let's see what else we have. Greg Cherry asks if we think you'll get old if they do that every week. Yes, if they keep doing the lip syncing and stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's a different type of entrance where the music hits and kind of like what he was doing in the ring, he kind of starts with that and comes down the ramp, like that will work great.
Yeah, I feel like the fog machine and stuff, it's a little much. I'll get
When
you
it's like
some
black
more.
and white, right? It was like black and white, then
Yeah.
into color and stuff. So
Then like when he hit the ring, it turned to color or something.
yeah, so
He looks badass.
Terrell says it appears Killer Cross isn't the SmackDown hacker, hoping he was. Could it be CM Punk? What do you think, Jesse?
It sounds like a female voice. It's either a guy with a female sidekick, or it's I don't know. I feel like because there was like a girl voice at the very end of the one, but I don't think that was the hacker's voice. It sounded like Xavier Woods. It sounded like Natalia. I don't think it is Natalia. Since she was on Raw last night. But we speculated it could be like Corey Graves and Carmella.
Yeah, that could be a good that could be very good, I think.
But that hand had no tattoos on it. The hand when the hacker went boop, it had no tattoos on it.
Oh.
And my husband said it looks like a man hand, but I have man hands. So I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, cause
I don't know who it is.
I think it sounded like Xavier Woods that one week when somebody
Yeah.
did the audio. Then I know you said Natalia. I got like this hint of Paige in it. I can't get over like, but that would be.
Yeah.
I could make a really bad joke about that.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
But if it was the two of them, that'd be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I never really thought it was gonna be Killer Cross, and I definitely don't think it's gonna be CM Punk. I do think Ali. Jesse was the one who brought that up one episode about Ali possibly being the person, and I think it makes that's who I'm going with because I think it makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot of sense, and plus it's that little light thing on his hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Let's see, was there anything else? I thought Cross looked really, really good. I loved the look and everything. She just had a retro look like a cyborg monster. I love it.
Yeah, it was very Metropolis kind of vibes. You know that 1920s movie, Metropolis? Silent movie, dope movie. Classic. That's what it gave me vibes of.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who it is. I mean, I feel like they have to. I feel like they have to reveal it pretty soon because it's been going on for a while now.
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like they have to reveal. I do like guessing though. I think that's fun.
It's been an interesting storyline. Especially
Yeah, if they
because
reveal it for a while.
And it played into like the Otis and Mandy and Dolph thing and all that, and like so like
It's been going on for a long time too. It's been going on since pre-pandemic, like
mhm.
since like 'cause remember the little flashes that would come up in the middle of
Yeah,
SmackDown, like the glitches.
yeah.
So
Because like
yeah, I
Sammy Callahan had that gimmick in NXT and like they didn't do anything with it.
just picked it back up.
Yeah. And then like Ali, I don't think has been seen like throughout any of this. It would totally make sense if it was him. I think it's a really good guess.
I gotta go get my kid M&M's, so keep reading the chat.
Well, while she's getting M&Ms for Scarlett, I'm going to talk about our sponsors a little bit. And while I'm talking about the sponsors of the show, this would be a great time to get those last minute super chats in because after I read off these, Jessi will probably talk about her stuff and we'll probably get out of here. So thank you very much for joining the show. And if you do have a super chat that you know some kind of question or statement or something you definitely want us to talk about before we get off, then now is the chance to do that. As far as our sponsors go, let's see. Let me get Wrestle Rumble pulled up here. So we got WrestleRumble.com. They just had their Money in the Bank Pick'em contest as well as the Classic Championship raffle. They gave away 2 of these title belts, which is an awesome prize. I mean, the winner got 2 championship belts. Justin LaBar, the wrestling journalist, actually wound up winning the Money in the Bank $1,000. So congrats to Justin for winning that. But WrestleRumble.com has the best pick'em contest. Obviously, you can see here a lot of cash and prizes always on the line. They will always keep you updated. Best way to follow them is going to be on Twitter at WrestleRumble, and they will keep you up to date with all their contests and stuff, so you know when. It's usually for most WWE pay-per-views, but there's always big cash, always big prizes and stuff like that. So shout out to WrestleRumble for all the help over the years on my personal podcast and also helping us out here on our live chat. Also want to talk about Heroes and Legends. I don't know if my camera's set up or not today. It is not set up, but Heroes and Legends is it's a pro wrestling company that has like memorabilia, action figures, DVDs, autographs, 8x10s, pretty much anything you can think of. If you're a collector of professional wrestling memorabilia, anything like that, collector of action figures, whatever it is, make sure to give them a follow on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at HL Pro Wrestling. That's HL Pro Wrestling. And they are nice people. They'll give you a good deal. They'll get you your stuff quickly. And I do a lot of business with them. Like, my room this office that I'm in is full of autographs and action figures and posters and whatnot. And I get a lot of my stuff from Heroes and Legends. So, once again, Heroes and Legends, thank you for being a part of the show. And they do like live auctions on their Facebook page as well. So if you're on Facebook, just search Heroes and Legends. Their logo, it pops up on the bottom of the screen. It's like a shadow wrestler looking dude flexing. And you'll see that on there. So once again, here
Like Killer Cross.
yeah, it looks kind of like Killer Cross. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to my brother Brian Jensen. I was talking about him at the start of the show earlier today. Steel Boxing and Athletics. I box there a couple times a week. It's a great way to get in shape, learn how to throw hands, self-defense, all that kind of stuff. But if you're not in the Atlanta, Georgia area and you can't meet with him in person, he can still help you online. As you can see, here's a good one. This is him helping his Parkinson's patients out. And he's on a webcam, and they're obviously on webcams from their houses during the quarantine. So he can help you on webcam, and then he can also help you in person. So like, this is inside of his gym. I don't know why that came up so small. You see that? I don't know. Like he's got to work on his editing. I'll help him out with that. We'll get some better videos. But you can see him helping people outside. If you don't want to go into the gym, he'll meet you in a park and help you outside. So once again, that's Brian Jensen. Follow him on Instagram at BoxingATL. That's BoxingATL. And then also make sure to follow me on Twitter at FightTalk_, FIGHTTALK_. Jessi, what do you have going on?
I do. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter down below at Jessi the Buckeye, JESSITHEBUCKEYE. Oh, yours. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyways, so you can catch me there. The best way to contact me directly is on my OnlyFans. I do have an OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye, JESSI. Yes, I do. I do have an OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye, JESSITHEBUCKEYE. No. No, you're not on OnlyFans. Cool. Thank you. But that's the best way to come into contact with me. I'm going to be answering some DMs over there after this, making sure everyone's happy with what the content that I'm providing over there, which I always strive to do. I work really hard on that website just because it's my source of income, and it's kept a roof over our heads throughout this pandemic while my husband was furloughed, so I really appreciate it. I do also have a Papa John's pizza code, 25% off your full price online order. It's JESSI25. You can use it up to 100 times up until December 31st, 2020. That's all my plugs. Yes, Papa Bless. Get you some sody pops and pizza pies. Yes. Click of the mouse, Papa's in the house. You know it.
Yes. I'll even pull this up. This is from Demon Diva. I just saw it on Twitter.
Yes,
here.
I know. I just saw it too. Yes.
This is the dog we've been talking about. This is little Roman, the Yorkie. In a bed he's supposed to be in. Alright, let's turn this on.
We don't give a fuck about no bitch. We don't give a fuck about no bitch. We don't give a fuck about no bitch. And if I was you, I wouldn't kiss her on her lips.
You're thirsty? We're almost done.
That's great. Hope we don't get copyright claimed off that.
I didn't hear anything, so.
Good. But yeah, that's a great. I can watch it on mute on the replay. But yeah, that's great. I love it. I love it. Thank you to everybody who joined us in the chat today. We've always very much appreciated the interaction and the super chats. We very much appreciate it.
Yeah, so much appreciate.
Yes, and that's we stress the super chat so much on the show because we can see how active everyone's being in the chat, and we love it that we have an active chat. But because it is so active, we just can't see everything as it's happening and also talk to each other and have like a real conversation. So that's why those are so important to get your thoughts and stuff out there on the show. Make sure you're subscribing to Jessi's YouTube channel here. That way you'll always know when you're being notified. Or you'll always be notified knowing when we're going live. We always try to put that on our Twitter as well. But they are kind of sporadic sometimes. We do these shows on different days at different times depending on our schedules. So if you're subscribed to the channel, that helps a lot in knowing when we're going to go live. And then also giving us a thumbs up on this video, a like, helps a lot. And that isn't just like an ego boosting thing. It's always nice to get good feedback. But on top of that, it really helps with the YouTube as far as like people seeing our podcast, recommended our podcast, and people knowing something that they may also enjoy as wrestling fans. So the thumbs ups, the subscriptions, the super chats, all that stuff helps tremendously. So thank you all very much for all of that today and on all the other podcasts that we do.
Yes, and congratulations to Becky Lynch. Obviously, congratulations to her. Such a good time. Thank you, everyone. I'm not sure when we'll be back, so make sure you subscribe. It'll probably be what day? I don't know. We haven't even talked about it.
I don't know. I guess it depends what's going on during the week. Like I'll be watching the Dark Side on the Road Warriors tonight.
Yeah.
So there may be some good stuff coming out of that. I don't know. We got AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, so I mean maybe something on Thursday, maybe.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday, whenever. I'm down with that. So make sure you subscribe. Because you will get a notification like at least 30 minutes before this is live, or we'll set it up and you can set a reminder to come in here. It'll always be all over our Twitters too, but subscribing to the channel is definitely the best way to get notified when we're live. We'll put it all over Twitter too, but subscribing helps too. That helps the algorithm as well, helps us out too. And you guys have been helping us out. Thank you so much for the chat and everything. So yeah.
That's a face.
Oh, I know.
If we do Thursday, it'll probably be like around this time. If we do Friday, it'll probably be like closer to like 11 a.m. Central or Eastern time. So that's also a heads up for everybody there because I usually try to get my boxing in on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Perfect.
Time we would normally do the chat. So, it's just a heads up for everybody who might be looking forward to the next episode of this. So, yeah, and also I'll throw it out there if you want to check out my Fightful Select Weekender podcast. That's Fightful Select as well, so that's part of Fightful's Patreon service, and along with my podcast, you end up getting like a ton of stuff. For I'm on like the lowest tier. I think it's only $5, and you get my podcast, you get Alice Pulowski's Sour Raps podcast, which I think is the best podcast on the whole platform.
Good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Listening to him bitch about wrestling is great.
It's so fun.
And then when he likes something, it's fun to listen to because of how like happy he gets. Like
Yes.
something actually happens he likes, you know, because he's wanting it. So he wants to like wrestling so bad, but like
Yeah.
But anyway, it's great. And then you also get like all the other podcasts. You get a ton of news. Like Sean Ross Sapp's always dropping the scoops and stuff on Fightful Select. So
I'm a Fightful member too. I'm tier 2. I got a free you get a t-shirt.
Mom, you don't close the door.
Okay, I won't close the door. You get a free I'm gonna wear my t-shirt next time, my Fightful shirt. It's a really nice shirt. After 6 months you get a free t-shirt. So really good stuff over at Fightful.
Yeah. So shout out to Fightful. Good people over there.
Great people.
And MMA On Point. If you're an MMA fan, check out MMA On Point. Go on their YouTube channel. I edit a lot of the videos. I write some videos. I work on. We have like 4 or 5. I think 4 YouTube channels now where I'm like editing on a lot of those. So check all that out. Support it. Greg Cherry says, "Tell Sean Ross Sapp I want him on Quizlemania."
Isn't he like owning that?
I'm sure he'd respond. Huh?
Isn't he like when is that? He said he said it was in the stream. I closed the chat. When is it? I'll message him.
Yeah, I don't know when it is. I'm assuming it's similar to that wrestling trivia challenge.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's what it is or not. I've talked to because I've had Jeff Meacham from NoDQ.com asked many times throughout the years, friend of mine, and I've talked to him multiple times about me going on there and doing the wrestling trivia challenge as a contestant, like going on and taking on him or Greg Cherry or somebody, and so I'll throw that out there too, like, because I've only talked to Jeff about it, but like, and I know Aaron Rift runs the site over there. He seems like a good guy.
He's really sweet.
I knew about NoDQ back when they were, I think it was like WCW, WWF.com or something like that. It was like
they were the first wrestling site I ever went to, like or watched their videos on YouTube and stuff. That was the first one when I got back into wrestling.
Yeah, that Talk Wrestling Jeff did. I mean, he still does it, but like great interviews. That Rob Van Dam interview especially was like classic. But Greg, I actually talked to Jeff very recently about doing the show. So I don't know if I'll do it or not, but maybe y'all see me pop up on there. I am losing my mind with wrestling though. It's like one of these things where like I would have been great on that show like 2-3 years ago. But now my like interest in wrestling has like dipped so much, and the amount of MMA knowledge I have to keep in my brain at all times is like so much now that like I'm running out of fucking room for wrestling trivia knowledge. So like the sooner I get on, the better chance I have, because like I'm getting dumber and dumber by the day when it comes to my wrestling trivia. So like today would be a good day, because like tomorrow I don't know what it's gonna look like. But, either way, even if I don't do the show, I do follow a lot of what goes on over there and like a lot of the content. So, yeah, that's all I've got. It's funny because we're like peaking at our like, viewership right now.
Yeah, right now. I know.
Like,
I'm trying to find out what happened, but yeah. If you guys just tuned in, make sure you just rewatch it when it comes back up. We talked about some fun stuff.
Yeah, rewatch it. So hey, and I'll tell you what, if you wind up sending super chats while we're not online, we will make sure to talk about that at the start of next episode.
Yeah, I'll make it my background.
We still get the notifications on our end when anything happens. When somebody subscribes or sends super chats or anything, me and Jessi still see it even if we're not live. So
yeah, I'll put them on my background.
Make sure to still
McMahon's office.
Yeah, back in McMahon's office.
Put on that dinosaur head.
It was so funny when they showed that too, because like they showed that first, and it was
They made sure to get that in the shot. You know, Vince was like, make sure you get my big dinosaur bone, like Tom Selleck.
yeah. It was funny because like for most for those of us who had like heard the stories about him having this dinosaur head, it's like so when I saw that I was like, oh, they're in Vince's office, and
Yeah.
they turned and like Vince was sitting there. I was
I
like,
didn't even see him until he like started yelling or like
Yeah.
looked. It's great.
well done. Not really
Well
a match,
done.
but that part of it was pretty well done.
That was cute.
Yeah, he's cute. Well, anyway,
Anyway,
see you later.
bye. Bye, dinosaurs. All dinosaurs, rise up. Bye.
Rise up.